Alright guys, so today we are in crunch time. We got about 4 or 5 more days with this machine before it has to go back. So now we've got the pistol lanes basically done. We just got to finish the drainage. We had a heavy rain this past week, which is actually not a terrible thing because it lets us see where the water is running. So now what I'm doing, Brian's working his normal job today, so I am going down the lane that he had cleared as far as pushing the trees down, and I'm just moving those trees and that brush over to the side for the side berm of the long range, and that way when he comes out the next couple days, he can do more important work. This is very time consuming, but it's not very hard, so it's stuff I can do, whereas when he gets here, he can actually form stuff and get stuff done a lot better. So I'm trying to get this stuff done today. We had an issue with the tractor. I'll tell you guys a little bit about that later. I already got it fixed, but I want to show you what I did. I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. Kristen's running out. She to go fill out the fuel tank because we are coming up on about a half tank on this thing, which is pretty big tank. So we want to make sure we keep it full. I already put some definite. So that's what we're doing today, guys. I don't have the drone today, so I can't get you some aerial footage, but I'll get you that on the next video, I promise. But for now, I'm just gonna keep knocking this out, moving limbs and a brush over from one pile in the middle of the range to the one all the way on the side, and then throwing dirt on top so it acts as a berm. So I'll get you some footage of that. Enjoy. Alright guys, so this is day 2 of moving the stuff over to finish off the long berm, and now we're going to do the drain. So as you can see here, we have gone and bought the culvert, corrugated culvert for the drain to be able to drain off those pistol bays, and then we're going to be able to drain those pistol bays into the ditch that I made a couple days ago, all the way back to the pond that we're digging at the back side of the property, and that way the property will drain nicely all the way to the back and keep this front side of the property nice and dry. It's already draining that way, actually. We got again a couple days of good heavy rain, including yesterday, and you can see the water, how it's moving to that back side of that property, which is really nice. We're just gonna make sure that it stays that way with these drains. So that's what we're working on today. I'll get you some video once Kristen hops up on here, and I'll get you some video now running this this drain pipe down to where we're putting that in. So enjoy. Alright guys, so this is where our drain's gonna go. You can see the ditch that I made there. So the drain's gonna go through here, through the berm, into the pistol bays, and that way they can drain over there. So I'm gonna set this down. We're gonna get this dug up. I'll get you some video of that. Alright guys, so here you see Brian's gonna start. We just talked about the plan. Sorry for dropping you guys there. Talked about the plan of how we're gonna do this, and he's gonna start moving that dirt to make the hole to drain those pistol bays, and then we're gonna put the culvert in. Alright, let me get you guys a different angle. Alright guys, so we just put in the drain, the culvert, and centered it, got it where we want it. So now Brian's gonna start carefully covering it to make sure it doesn't get plugged up by dirt, and make sure it stays open enough to be able to drain. So he's gonna get to that. Let me move you guys to a better spot where you can see this. Alright guys, so from here you can see the end of the drainage pipe over there. And it's now going down the middle of this trench here. It's covered up by this dirt right here, but it's right down the middle here. So we're going to start that drainage, and then we're going to fill in on top of it to close off that berm again. Alright, we got water draining in now. Oh no. Alright guys, the drain is in, water's moving, and as you can see, the water flow is flowing as it should to the back side of the property, and we're just trying to help direct that flow right now, but it's going as it should at this moment. We're just making it a little deeper on that end, going this way, that way. It allows the water to flow easier from that side this way to make sure that the flow direction never changes. So that's what Brian's doing right now. Yeah, so let me take you around to the pistol bay side so that you can see where all this water is draining from. Alright guys, so what you're seeing now is Kristen's perspective. She recorded this footage from the pistol bay side as Brian was placing that culvert and getting that drain put in. So that way you get that perspective from why we needed to drain this, because you see right now, because of the tall berms, the pistol bays are just retaining water. So we want to make sure that we get them nice and drained and give them a good place to drain so that they stay dry and don't just hold water like you see here. So this is the part you already saw it from the other side where I was at. This is the side where Kristen was at. And you can see where right here is where Brian's breaking that barrier to allow them to drain into that culvert that we made and to the back side of the property. Alright guys, so we're about to connect the drain that I dug a few days ago to about a 30-foot ditch that Brian's been digging to start the far berm on the long range, so basically the pond, and he's about to connect that to the drainage ditch. So you see the drainage ditch is filled with water there, and that's all coming from the pistol bays. So it's about to be linked together, and that way it can start draining. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Let me zoom in. Look at the flow, guys. And that is what it's all about. That is what all the work and all the planning. Look at the speed that water is draining in. That is awesome. Alright, I'll show you guys when it gets rolling. Guys, look at that water flow. And that is what you want. And that's what we've been working towards with all our efforts, digging all the drainage ditches and everything. And that's what's gonna keep the range nice and dry. There you go. That is the fruit of our labor and our efforts. And thankfully we did something right, I guess. Check that out. So all this is going to drain into the pond that we're digging in the back, which is where we're getting the dirt for the rear berm on the 700-yard range. And then there's an overflow that we dug from the pond onto an existing drainage ditch that was on the property, and that flows into the stream that exits the property. So we have the backup to the backup to the backup for drainage, and that way it should keep itself nice and dry. There you go, guys. That is awesome. Let's see if we get you some footage back where it's draining to. Alright guys, so I want to show you this perspective. This is Kristen's perspective of when Brian opened those floodgates. It's a little better, you can see it. She was right next to where the ditch is, and you can just see that water just start flowing to the backside back there. So you can just see that stream just start moving, and just the amount of water that was moving. So she had a much better perspective. So I want to make sure you guys got got a nice good look at that. Because look at that amount of water flowing right through that to the back. So this is the back side, guys. This is where it goes to that back pond and then eventually out of the property. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep getting those updates. And we'll see you on the next video, guys.